We're talking about no sugar to start with.
Exactly. Sitting
I
here eating candy.
yeah, I go through these phases of like, oh, I'm not going to eat sugar tomorrow, and I'm going to have a week off sugar, and then I'll have an intense day, and I'll know that I'll need a bit of sugar for a workout, and then I'll have a little bit, and it's fine, not the end of the world. Like everything, moderation, understanding of it all. But all good. What's the time where you are? Where are you, Roger?
I'm in Norway.
No way.
What, what is
Norway, Oslo, Scandinavia, Nordics, Europe. Yeah.
Awesome.
what time is it there?
8.
Oh, so only an hour difference.
Yeah, you're that way, aren't you? Yeah, I went to Tromso once. I spoke right at the top. I spoke to Magnus, who owns the gym there. He's a pretty cool dude. He was at Coaches Congress, actually.
Magnus Fransen.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah. So Roger, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. We had people messaging us saying, "When is it coming? When is it coming?" So we're really happy that we've managed to get you on today. Thanks for joining us. We've met you in person twice in the last month.
Yes.
Yeah.
That means that you are everywhere, or I am everywhere, or we are everywhere.
I think you're everywhere. Me and Jake have just been fortunate enough to be in two places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Roger, on our poster that Jon put together, the first thing that you're listed as is a father. What does that mean to you? The word father. What does it mean?
The goosebump came. Father, yeah, I think is one of the big milestones, missions in life. I think always going to be a father, and I think it's much more than I ever thought it was. Even if I had an amazing relationship with my fathers, I still have, and but it's something I was really stressed about in the last part of before I became a dad. If I could be a good father, mentally yes, personality yes, my function of the body was a little bit hiccup. We don't need to fall into that because of my probably a lot of people that I have some problem with my leg and stuff. So it's been it's also been to become a father and be a father. You need to prepare yourself. If you have disabilities or not, you need to prepare yourself. And I think if you prepare yourself, you can be a good father. I think there's something more fathers and I think mothers is better at preparing themselves, but fathers as well prepare them for themselves, both as a person, the house, your things, your mental game, your body game, your fitness. Because I got 2 boys. And I'm so grateful that I found CrossFit 7 years ago, and they taught me how to run again. They taught me how to be strong again and be functional. Because damn, those boys, they are all over the place. And now being a father, it's super cool and it's super fun. But I'm still myself. I'm still me. I'm still Roger. I'm still Roger the CrossFitter. I'm still Roger the person that talks all the time. I'm still, and I think that is one of our most important parts. We said, as me and my wife said, let's bring the kids into our life, and don't forget that we also have a life. So that was one of our big missions and really important stuff that we had as a father. Like, we are bringing the kids into our life. We think we have a good life. I think we have a good social, active, and a mindset that we want our kids to grow up with and be more or less similar. This is something we are proud of, how we live. And if our kids can be close to what we are now, I'm not being proud of everything I've done in my life, but where I am right now, and with my friends, with my fitness, with my family, with my wife, how I am as a person, I'm really proud. And being me, not changing anything, I see now that the boys got stuff from how we live, and how we act and how we treat other people, or how we play, or how we see on animals, or how functional fitness and activity is important. TV and screen time is less important. So yeah, that's being a daddy is amazing. Being a daddy and bringing them into my life and our life right now, it's amazing. It gets get better and better for everything we do, and they are all over the place. Matteo was with me on Wednesday with meeting with Red Bull, Adidas, and 511 in Copenhagen. He's 5 years. He was on all the meetings. So it's fun. Long answer.
How old
No,
is
good
your other
answer.
one? Because I know you said Mateo's 5. Is he the youngest? Are you the oldest? So
No,
5
he's
and 3.
the oldest, 5 and 3. Yes. So Wilmer is the young boy, the crazy one.
Yeah, the youngest are always the crazy, I find.
And today is the Father's Day.
Oh, is it? Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. That's why I have another what is it called?
Beads,
Necklace?
bracelet.
Bracelet? Okay, not a
Yeah,
bracelet.
let's go with that. Let's go with that. Man bracelet.
Man
Sounds better.
bracelets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think since you've become a dad, do you think you've hardened up or softened up overall?
Harden up or soften up? I think I think I get a little bit softer because I'm softer in a one way of, damn, we are having two small boys that we need to take care of, and it's so easy that things goes wrong, and you get a little bit scared, and you get a little bit caution, and you get a little bit. I'm so stressed when my boys are in the balconies. And it feels like I'm a whiny mother that, oh, watch out, watch out. But if they fall over, they are F. They are done. That's like a way I feel like almost going to be I'm not going to be that soft mother or father that's run around and I'm afraid of the boys all the time. But I'm a little bit softer on that part. Then I'm a little bit tougher and harder because you need to be that to protect yourself and protect the family. And me and Julia are being tougher on stuff that we thought we were going to be tougher on and harder on. And but it's I don't have an answer. It's a mix. It's a totally different thing. You thought your happy moments in life, when you go out with your friends, you have a super cool evening. Wow, what a night. You go on train. Oh, what a good sesh with the boys or the girls or the team. Oh, you travel somewhere. Oh, but now when you got kids, you get those moments 10 times a day. Your kids learn something new that you get, wow, they do something new, and wow, it's different. It's so much more joy and more purpose when you have. It's like it's like I try to tell people like kids that I don't want to have kids destroy my life, but every day, oh, I got so many happy moments. Okay, some bad moments as well when you have to fight with your kids because they don't listen. But yeah, that's how you raise them.
Yep.
And you have to take those tough situations. But wow, I love. It's different. The life is different, and happiness has another color or shape. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, well said. And your partner, your wife, do you look at her differently now she's a mother?
She's over there.
Hello, wife.
I'm in my home office. That's how it is when you're closing up to events. We moved our office at home to work more hours. If I look at her differently,
The reason I asked
the
that is
only way.
because you said about like you brought the children into your lives, and I can only speak from my own experience. Like my wife's 33 weeks pregnant with our third at the moment, and I look back. We've been married 10 years next week, and I look back at when we were together, we were younger, and all that kind of thing. And I look at her now, and I see her, but an evolved state. Being a mum just suits her beautifully, and she's become this extraordinary version of herself as a mum. Do you look at your wife differently in that sense now she's a mum? Do you see her with the kids and you think that's my wife?
Yeah, I think when you see us acting as parents and all the stuff we do, and seeing her being the mother of our kids, and of course that is something totally different. You see your partner in more than just a friend and a sex partner. It's like now it's like a teammate in the mission of raising our kids. But at the same time, I think without any hesitation, I'm not being more in love or attracted to my wife. If that is a combination of I'm impressed of her as a mother, or that's just I think she's really fucking hot.
I think it's
I think it's a combination. I think it's like I think it's just hard to put words on it, but I think you put good words on it. Like she's doing such a good job, and I'm so impressed of how we handle our job with our events. And we having 2 kids. My parents is 6 hours with a car away. Her parents is 7 hours and a 3-hour boat trip. And we have 2 kids in a different country. We have no sisters or brothers close by the same hours. And we run 2 companies, 7 events. We train. She have a full-time job. We live in a small house. We should have lived in double, but we don't do it because we are not there yet. And we are still together, and we still have sex. I think it's amazing. And if we can do what we do now, and I think we are meant for each other. And I'm so impressed that I can tell her like, hey Julia, I need to go. Okay, is it work? Yes. All right. It's important. Yes. Okay. See you. When are you coming home? 4 days. We got it. It's just, but she also a part owner of the company, so there is a understanding. And yeah. When was the last time he cried? Me? I just read the comments here.
David wants to know.
Cried 2 weeks ago, maybe something. I'm a crier. I'm not afraid of crying. I can cry of many reasons, happiness and sadness. So no. So David, Sima, who was it? I don't know. So yeah, don't be afraid of crying.
Comments now, Roger. Don't read the comments.
I took it away. I took it away. So yeah, I think that's also like the question about my wife is like, I think what I said in the end was the facts of where we are, what we do, what we produce this year together, having a kids and still attracted to each other, and we have fun and we laugh and we dance. I think that means the facts. Words and pictures or text on an Instagram post, that's easy to do. ChatGPT to give me a text for I love my wife, and then it's easy. But seeing, of course we fight and we do stuff, but yeah, at the end of the day we love each other and we spend our bed together. So yeah.
Awesome. Good. Is that your favorite flavor of Nocco, by the way?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, blood orange is my favorite.
Is it? Were you a fan of the still? They did like a juice version years ago, as it wasn't carbonated. It was horrible.
Did
They did like
they?
yeah, that was years ago when they first launched. You lot get really good flavors up there. We get the boring ones. Anyway, moving on. You mentioned your events. You got 7 events. Did you say you run?
I have 5 events on my own this year that we own and we organize. Then we have a couple of events we support. Then we have the World Fitness Project with the 2 events in US and my event in Copenhagen where I run the show, more or less together with the team, of course. So yeah, that's the calendar of the year. Amazing.
How was the last event you were in? Was it Oslo Throwdown? Was it? Is that the biggest one of the year?
That's the biggest one of the year, but not the one with the most work. I think the World Fitness Project in Copenhagen gives me the most work.
Yeah.
But also Throwdown is 1,200 athletes. We had like almost 4,000 people there spectating, 40 vendors, 3 competition floors. So it was like a big event for us, and the biggest one we have organized and pulled through. And I think in 85% happiness with everything, always way of doing something better. But I think it's a good event, and I think that event's going to continue, and hopefully that can stay and become a solid event in Europe. And we did actually a pretty cool thing about this event. The National Championship of Functional Fitness, they had their competition in the same venue as us. So I invited them to be a part of my event because I think those athletes, that is some of the best athletes in the world, like I think the 3 of the girls are top 20, top 30, I think. And I think they deserve to be in Oslo in a big arena with more spectators. So I helped them out a little bit. We helped each other out, and they came in and had their event side by side to my main floor. And that was really cool to see our side of the functional fitness, CrossFit or whatever we want to call us, and functional fitness, IF3, to be able to collab side by side and pull through a cool weekend with a lot of cool performance. And yeah, it was really nice. It was really fun. It was good. Something was really nice to show the world that we are one community, even if we call each other differently. It's one community. So yeah.
Me. I'm going to see. It's not me on. I don't think there's a bit of an echo still going on, and people keep talking about it. So how did the event organization begin? Like you said, you found CrossFit 7-8 years ago. Were you in events before that in a different realm?
I've been working with events my whole life, more or less since I was 14 years old. I started with events, and from nightclubs events and concerts and stuff. Jake, you good?
Yeah, I'm just making my way.
Okay, maybe my internet. No, so I've been working with events, doing concert events, nightclub, restaurants, Spain, Greece, everywhere. So, and I fell into CrossFit event on a fluke. I just competed in my first event, and I thought like, oh, I can do this. I can organize this. I can do it better. And I think I have done it better than the event I was a part of back in the days. So yeah.
What did you think you could do better than you saw at the events you were at?
This was 2017, I think. And the only thing that I felt was like, I want to have it better for the sponsors because they had no sponsors and stuff. And I understand why. And I think it's important to understand an event and how an event should be built. We need to have sponsors because to pay the bills. We need to have spectators to pay the bills. We need to have athletes, and we need to have crew. But also the sponsors need to get value for their money, and the spectators need to understand what's going on the floor, and athletes needs to have a good product that feels appreciated, that they spend 100, 200, or 300 euros. So it should be nice lanes, nice competition floor, good programming, and the crew needs to have stuff from the sponsors, paid lunch, and a t-shirt. So all that ecosystem is like a circle of life. And I thought back in the days that, oh, the sponsors is thrown into a corner that nobody wants to go and shop because they have got their money, and so they're not happy. The competition floor looks like shit because there was no lanes and no nothing. Okay, so it's like, but that's what I saw. Like, oh, I can make it this much better. I can make the sponsors pay double, and after the event they come back and ask me when is the next one. So that was my mission, and I think I feel like I found that, and I made that big change, and people saw it. So I went from sold out 170 athletes next year, 270 athletes. Third year we moved to a ski resort, and we sold that out with 500 athletes and so on. So so that's what my biggest I saw in the space 2017 in Norway.
Did you take anything away from attending Rogue that you saw that you could implement? Because everything you're describing there, I was thinking like Rogue did an amazing job, and that was our first time at Rogue.
I've been at Rogue, and I was super impressed about many stuff. I saw how they work with the spectators between the events in the main arena, everything with sing-alongs, with challenges. I do challenges sometimes, sing-alongs, the Simba song,
Yeah, that was awesome.
the biceps cam. I saw it all. I was nerding, and I was looking, smelling, listening, everything. In the vendor village, I saw what they did there with the games, with the challenges, with the strongman, with all the vendor village. That was like pretty good vendor village. I think they could do a better job with the food selection, the food on the venue, but probably the venue owns the food and beverage, so they can't do so much. But you could push the venue to. The only thing we could eat that weekend was fried chicken and fries, and fried chicken and fries.
Yeah, that is literally what I had for lunch both days, and then I just waited till we got back to the hotel at night. That would be my only thing, as well as the food.
Yeah, so, but it's difficult in money venues, and I understand that when the venue owns the food and beverage, same as in Copenhagen, they own the food and beverage, but we have a lot of saying, so I can more or less decide what they're gonna serve for the spectators, for the athletes, for the volunteers, for everybody. So that's the good with that venue. But in a sport venue that they had, like, they have a fixed menu. This is what we serve. This is what we make. But yeah, otherwise, I think it was an amazing event. I'm really happy to go from Oslo, a budget of 400,000 euros, to a budget for Rogue. They spend a lot of money, and then from Oslo to Rogue, go into Copenhagen, and so you're gonna see, if you're coming, or someone of you guys listening, you're gonna see stuff that was on Rogue that pops up in another version, another dress, but at Copenhagen, and that, I think, is the way to do stuff. You travel, you watch, you learn, you adapt. You use the things you think is cool. You don't use the things you don't like. And I think Rogue did a small couple of misses, and that's nice to see. But nothing big, nothing special. It was just something like logistic-wise I would do differently. But overall, 99% amazing event. Yeah.
Mm. So just to go back to one thing you said before, the we talk about value a lot. We talk about, you know, I said this earlier on a show. We were surrounded by high value people. Everyone there, the staff, the volunteers, the athletes, the crowd, everyone there, like everyone you talk to was like a high value person. They contributed a lot. They're competent people, it would appear. The value that you talk about that the sponsors get from being headline sponsors of these events. And an example, like obviously Rogue, they own it's a big marketing thing for them. They own it and it's their marketing and they're the main, obviously they're the lead sponsor because it's their event. When it comes to things like, we'll talk about the two of them. We'll talk about the CrossFit Games. This year, the Open and the CrossFit Games have got the US Army, the US Border Patrol, and the US Air Force as sponsors of the three. They're the three main sponsors of the CrossFit season and the games going into it. What do you think the value that the sponsors get from the CrossFit Games is when we consider who the sponsors are this year?
I think it sends a message. The people that do CrossFit are people that are smart, reliable, and ready for a challenge. And I think that's why those Navy, Army are there, because they did a research like 2018, 2019 that 76% of all CrossFitters have a bachelor degree of some kind. So that shows that there is like people that is smart, people that are reliable, and they are really fit. So that should be the perfect way to recruit staff, any staff. If you look at the athletes, maybe more police, army, firemen, but the members, any leading position, leader of their space around the world, I think a CrossFitter with the CrossFit mentality and a bachelor degree is a really good employee. So I think that we don't see more banks and more recruitment companies in the space. That is just bad marketing from our side to communicate to the big brands, hey, dudes and guys, this is the place we usually like to try to find a new CEO. Not maybe about the athletes, because the athletes, they are athletes and they work full time to being an athlete, but the people that come and spectate, that's a lot of smart people that also take care of themselves and smart. I think that is like the magic sauce. So yeah.
And when it comes to like the WFP, who would you consider the top two or three sponsors of WFP
right now? The one we have, the athletes we have, the sponsors we have now, the biggest one is Red Bull, Adidas, 511, Strive, Concept 2. But yeah, Adidas, I think the most important brand for WFP is Adidas.
Is that with the work that they do with the athletes as well?
What do you say?
Is that to do with the work that they do with the athletes as well?
Yeah, but for me, from my side of the table, if we're going to grow the sport and we're going to get bigger companies and brands like the big banks or the car companies, it looks really good to have the Adidas logo that everyone in the world knows. It's like one of the biggest brands in the world, most notable brands in the world. And it's really good to have them on board, Red Bull as well, but still think Adidas is a better brand if you choose one. I think that sends a message that this is something that the big brands are supporting, and using that as a case for next year for the other brands that look at this. We have Adidas, we have Red Bull, we have these big brands. I think it's important to grow. If we want to grow and want to be bigger and we're going to be able to have more prize money or more support for the athletes and still be in the big arenas, we need to have more money. And the money comes from sponsors and spectators and the community. So that's why I think the most important partner of our events right now is Adidas, but of course all the brands are important. Velites or Strive or Red Bull is important in one way. But I talked to Velites the other in, I don't remember, it was Indianapolis or Mesa, and they said like, oh, it's really cool for them to be a sponsor side by side with a brand like Adidas. So even them thinks it is a good way, a good thing, and so I think it's important.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I mean, Jon and I are both massive fans of Adidas. Like, it's my brand of choice. It always has been. Korn are a big like influence on me, the band, and so as soon as they started wearing Adidas, I was hooked, and I still do. So you don't have to sell me Adidas. One thing I do absolutely love, and especially at Rogue, it comes out, is when you got Haley Adams coming out, Chandler Smith, people coming out, and Harry Lightfoot in just really random fashion choices for a competition. It's like half fashion show, half CrossFit event. And one thing that I really enjoy about that, and the events outside of CrossFit, the actual CrossFit, official season, is that you can put a different spin on it. And one thing, like Chandler Smith, did you see that checkered, like cut off sleeve shirt he was wearing for the?
Yeah, didn't like Pat Wellner and those guys, and Peter Fikowski had that in Budapest a couple of years ago as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think it's cool that athletes, number one, they dare to go a little bit outside the normal box and show themselves that who they are, and being it just I had this conversation with someone, and the modern the sport of CrossFit is it's 20 years old more or less, and but it's still modern, it's still new, and it shows in these things. Gender wise, there is nothing difference between male and female. I think even the girls are making more of our bigger athletes and superstars. And you can also see that they are allowed to be who they are. They can dress what they want to dress, and there is no like a fixed, this is how it's always been, and this is how we're gonna have it. And I think it's super cool. I love it. I love use more colors. I love colors. So yeah.
Yeah, they can showcase their individuality. It's kind of like in tennis, everyone rocks up to Wimbledon and you have to wear, it's like very strict on what you can and can't wear. But then all the other Grand Slams, you see the players with their individual styles, and that really kind of stuck out at Rogue. It was cool to see. Yeah, and it's something I've never thought about until we were actually at Rogue.
You see it in Woodapalooza every year. They really, but it's also like the vibe in Woodapalooza is like have fun. It's a festival.
Yeah,
Let
party.
loose. There is no rules. Let just have fun and do some fitness. And I think that have been spreading and into the other competition, and now it's like almost always till even in Rogue, they are now feeling more relaxed and can have a little fun. And I think that is really good. I think it sends a good message. Yeah.
Do you think that CrossFit, the actual CrossFit Games, has an obligation to steer clear of that and to be kind of clean cut? This is the most pure form of what we do, and it gives license then to all the others to do their own thing and move away from that.
I want to say yes. I want to say yes, because CrossFit Games has always been something really special, and it has a special view, a special look, and I always liked that look on CrossFit Games. One of me and my wife's favorite moments of the year in CrossFit is like watching CrossFit Games together, and we did this year. We didn't do it last year of reasons, but this year we looked at it again, and I like that look. And I want to say yes. I think CrossFit Games should stay there a little bit to just have that clear brand, clear picture. But at the same time, it's really fun to see it. Even Rogue, they can let loose. They have a big price check, and it shows that the athletes can still have fun even if they're big. I want to say yes.
And in terms of WFP, where do you think they sit in that? Because obviously we're looking at professionalizing the sport, we're looking at making pros. We've got a season developing, we've got, you know, paychecks going through. People clearly are taking it very seriously from the, you know, from an athlete's perspective. Where do you think WFP fits in with that in terms of if you've got on the one end, you've got the events like CrossFit that's pure, that's clean cut, that has to stay focused on that. On the other end, you've got Waterpaloozas that are about fun and about enjoyment at the beach. Where do you think WFP fits into that?
I don't think right now. I think we are building something. This is we have done 2 events.
Yeah.
12 months ago, we didn't exist. And so I think we are waiting to see where we're going, how this product of WFP is growing and building and still developing into what it's going to be. That's why you see me, Jason, Will traveling as much as we do to keep updated where the sport are going. We had this discussion about the clothes, just like at Rogue, and discussing if like should we more unify it? Should we have our opening ceremony with everybody using the same clothes, or should we go totally opposite and let people wear their brands and wear their sponsors and showcase them, because it's important for the athletes to be able to tell Adidas or RX Performance or Lifters Wear or whatever they are sponsored by, like, you know what, on the press ceremony we are allowed to use like swag up and have something really cool, that maybe you have something special you want to showcase. We can wear that and we're going to be interviewed like the red carpet. Hi, Nilsson, welcome to the event. Who are you bringing? Oh, I have my wife with me. And what are you wearing? Oh, I'm actually wearing the new XX and new Wow and the new shoes. And I think as from a brand perspective, and from an athlete's earnings, I think that's a cool way of elevating the sport in a different way, to make them feel like really superstars that they are, and at the same time giving brands and sponsors a chance to be in the spotlight on the blue carpet or a red carpet with an interview with you see it from the Grammys or the Golden Globes and stuff. The super Hollywood stars comes in and they ask you about the jewelries and the dresses and stuff. I want to do the same, but with the CrossFitters wearing the different brands and the different shoes, and giving the sponsors a chance to shine, giving the athletes a chance to feel like I'm not just a performer, I'm actually a superstar, and and I think that is something that if we can give them that, I think both sides will elevate the sports.
Especially when you've got sponsor obligations, but if you're in a uniform, you can't showcase the people that are actually paying you.
Exactly.
If you're out there for 3 days, 3 to 4 workouts a day, but you're in a uniform, that's a lot of time that could be showcasing the sponsors that are actually making you your living.
In Mesa, my company Woodla, we sponsored Veslemir Kolstad for her travel and her flight and hotels, because she was wearing our t-shirts. So I was sponsoring her, and if I couldn't do that and she had a uniform, she had to pay those 1,000 euros or 1,500 or whatever we sponsor her with from her home pocket. So now WFP actually kind of gave her a chance to get sponsored by 1,000 euros because we don't have the uniform. And I think we should try to stay away from it in one way. But yeah, I think so.
As CrossFit is like NBA and other American sports leagues, they kind of figured it out with the players arrived wearing their own fan stuff, and then they were out on the the field or the court in the uniforms. Like you could, as you're saying, you've almost got like the red carpet. It could be for the press conferences, interviews, and then they might have a uniform.
So
So
one, yes,
but there are different ways to professionalize the sport or elevate the sport, or I think that means different ways of it. And a good thing with us, we are like Rogue. Look, Rogue. Okay, listen. Rogue did a ski erg. Everybody knows that. They made a ski erg. They announced it on Rogue Invitational. But they didn't just made a ski erg. They took the original ski erg from Concept 2. Yes, that's the original. No fight. But it took that and everything that we organizers, affiliate owners, athletes have wished for, they just put on it.
Yeah.
Yes, did all the changes because Concept 2 can't do it because they have their product and they want to stay there. I understand that, and I love them. I'm using their product every day. But they actually didn't just do a copy. They did a version of the machine, but they added all the things that we are missing. And I think that is what WFP is, kind of, that we can change and we can do it differently and we will do it differently. We're not coming from 20 years of how they done it and they should stay there. We are new. This is our first year and we're gonna change and we're gonna try to modernize it and do those small tweaks that we have, that we want, that we have waiting for, but it's more difficult for them to do it, but it's not that difficult for us. And yes, people gonna hate it, but also people gonna love it. There is stuff that I loved on that skier that just makes me like, oh fuck, I love Concept 2, but right now I really like their skier because attachment points and the different waves, the big wheels, the way of holding it, moving it, those small are like, wow, I would choose that machine if I will open an affiliate again because of those small things they changed, even if I love Concept 2. So I think that is that's our that people need to understand that we are not trying to do the same. We're trying to use the same kind of tests, but we want to try to make it a little bit different. So yeah.
It's incremental to the functional fitness scene. High Rock hasn't taken away anything from the CrossFit Games or the CrossFit season. High Rocks hasn't eaten into that whatsoever. It's been incremental in functional fitness. It's the same sort of. I know it's not the same thing, but it's the same principle.
I think High Rocks is one of the most important things that happen in a functional fitness member getting more members into affiliates. I think that's the most important that happened in the last 5-10 years because it's an easy way into CrossFit because now we don't want to do CrossFit, but I like running and I like carrying stuff. I'd like to do burpees, but I don't like to do snatch because we have High Rocks in my affiliates. Come and do that. And they're like, oh, lifting a barbell looks fun. And they start lifting a barbell and then do CrossFit and then have another member in your affiliate. Oh yeah, I think it's amazing. I think it's I really I'm done it once. I'm never going to do it again.
That's like Jake.
I will probably do it again if my foot gets better. Yeah.
I think it was conversation today with a member that's been coming to the High Rock sessions. He's never set foot in a functional fitness gym before. He's just done running and he's played football or soccer. And he's been coming to the High Rock sessions for about 6 months now. And after the session today, we were talking and I effectively converted him from the High Rock sessions. And he's coming tomorrow to do a CrossFit session because after 6 months, he's learned to be, he learned the space, he knows the gym, he knows the equipment. We do barbell work in the High Rock sessions sometimes. He was afraid of what CrossFit was. He assumed it was the sport of CrossFit that he sees online, and he's always been put off by that. But I think having come to the gym and to realize 99.9% of people in CrossFit aren't the games athletes. They're not in the bloody, in the sport. He now knows differently, and he's bringing his wife along tomorrow as well. So from having an affiliate of High Rocks and CrossFit sessions, we've now gained in 6 months 2 CrossFit members at the gym.
Well, the only talk that I actually sat and listened to any of at Rogue was one given by Proven, and they were talking about how across the board their revenue went up 15% as soon as they started High Rocks classes at the gym.
Of course. That's the as a CrossFit gym, you always have those like a 3-hour classes on a Sunday and stuff. And they always like there's a group of people, a certain group of people that likes those high cardio, longer workouts. But when you put in the other stuff like they do in CrossFit class, I think it's a really good gateway. And the thing is, like, High Rocks managed to find the obstacle course race runners and the runners with muscles from the gyms and get them into fitness racing. And then they understand, like, oh, I need to get better in this. I can run fast, but I'm really shit at pushing that sled or pull it because it's so heavy. So I need to get stronger. And in the gym, there are not space for them to be in a normal gym to run around and do farmer's carry and burpee broad jumps. And like, oh, I need to find a space where I can do this. CrossFit gym. So I think, and now everybody, all of those people that have been afraid of CrossFit, they don't want to do CrossFit because it's just dumb. Now they are, so High Rocks are actually CrossFit, functional fitness, whatever. Yeah, it's the same. It's just with or without a barbell. It doesn't matter. It's like it's the same purpose. We have the same purpose, making people fitter, active longer, move better, all that stuff. So
one major difference that I found at the High Rocks that we went to in Birmingham was it was more like a nightclub. You had the smell of Red Bull, you had dance music, and you had the smell of perfume and like aftershave everywhere you went. As I've only ever been to like CrossFit events in the last sort of 10, 12 years. So the difference was staggering. But one thing that I want to touch on was the CrossFit athletes, the athletes in our sport. Over the years, I'm very guilty of this. I've paid very little attention to the actual athletes themselves. And I think what it was, on my part, I got a bit older and bored, but it was the lack of expression, individuality, and the opportunity for them to be individuals. They were very robotic. And I think that's the nature of our sport. If you think about what we do, there's not very much room when they're performing to be unique, to be individuals. There's no flair. They can't look different because the movement efficiency is the key to what we do. You can't flare up wall balls. You can't flare up pull-ups unless you invent a new type of pull-up. We need to give the athletes the space and the room at the events to be unique, to express themselves as individuals, to actually showcase who they are as a person, to express themselves. You think of like the NBA as a great example. You've got the players on the court doing mad things, showing off their flair, looking different, inventing new styles. They can strut, they can look different. With CrossFit, there's absolute, or functional fitness, there's no room for that. You have to be as efficient as you can. It's like a 100-meter sprint or a weight lift. And what I do love about events now evolving and giving people the opportunity to be different, like you said about the red carpet treatment and expressing themselves through fashion and conversation and interviews. Like one thing that I loved that Rogue did was on the big projector screen, they had those interviews with the athletes and they were asking them silly questions and giving them an opportunity to be unique and different. And you see a completely different side of them. One thing I've liked recently is the Boys Interrupted with the 4 lads. They get to showcase who they are. They're young blokes in their 20s having a laugh and just being, and that's what we've missed over the last 5-6 years, is we haven't got to see that side of the athletes. And now we're seeing it again. And the other events like WFP, like Rogue, like Wodapalooza, they give license to the athletes to be unique, to be different, to walk around, to strut, to show off, to showcase, to have banter, to have jokes. And that is where we fall in love with the athletes and we join their club. And that's when we buy into them, buy the products they're selling. That's the unique thing about what they can do at those events.
That 7 years ago, 6 years ago, correct? On YouTube, these different characters being themselves, like Josh Bridges or Matt Rich Fronin or Noels and all these people and then when CrossFit stopped storytelling like they did in back in the days, road to games or all that stuff disappeared. There was like a vacuum of creating or seeing that, and now it's coming back. People are not afraid of doing that. Maybe they have better economy as well, and they have like better friendship between the athletes. And I love seeing that. I love all this. People just have fun and they're showing who they are, and together with other athletes, and having some bullies inside, have some small internal battles and discussions and fun thing. But at the end of the day, they hug each other and they sit in the same pool on the cool down, and they come together on a podcast and just talk and have fun. I think it's we need more of that right now, and of course, I think some of the media out there have been like sadly leaving the funness of what we're doing, and talk more about the amazing we do and the fun we can have doing that instead of just talking crap. So or a mix of it, like mixing it in there, because getting clicks or whatever the reasons they stuff doing this. So and I love that. So yeah, more of that.
Well, like you said, it's the stuff that Savon did, the behind the scenes. You know, that's what got me into CrossFit and the sport. I didn't like it. Wasn't the people say they watched the games stuff early on that got them into it. Technically, it was the game stuff that got me into it because it's behind the scenes. But in those films, in the behind the scenes, you didn't actually see the sport. You watched all the jokes, the comedy, the banter, the sportsmanship, the piss taking, the competitive nature of them. And along the way that got lost. So they kind of became a little bit bland and vanilla, and we didn't really see much of them. And what I love now is that you're seeing that back. And I personally am much more likely to buy a brand like, let's say, Rad or Adidas or whoever it might be, Benitez. If Jason Hopper, and I see him and I really like the way that he has jokes with the lads and everything, if he tells me that there's a brand that he follows and he likes and he wants to sell and he's sponsored by, I'm much more likely to go in with that brand and buy into it than someone that I know nothing about trying to tell me about a brand that they're promoting or offering. And so that personality side of the athletes is crucial for the economy of CrossFit.
And the personalities right now in the space, they're really, really fun. They're really cool personalities. You go for everything from Roman Krennikov to Jason Hopper or Sprague or Noah Olson or Pat Wellner. Or this group of people, they're not only amazing. I just mentioned male now.
I was going to say
the girls are even way more characters and personalities. And I think they're not only that super duper amazing athletes that is amazing to watch, but imagine to go even deeper into those personality and seeing what these guys are doing every day, how they live, how they act, how they think, and you start seeing that. It's so much fun. It's so much storytelling out there that is available, and if we're starting to show more of that, they are not only machine freaks that trains too much. They're actually cool, smart people that have a life and have a personality and colors, strong personalities and histories and knowledge and experience from ups and downs and everything that could be so useful. So imagine if all these media guys were like turning and just focusing on that. And I think that will even elevate our sport even more, and everybody can be happy, and we can continue what we love for tens of hundreds of years more. So
yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to go back.
Yeah,
sorry. I wanted to, before we kind of leave I know we've kind of left the sponsorship bit, but there was a good question in the chat. Fuck, where did it go? It was, while I'm trying to find it, it was asking whether sponsors put any obligations to be showcased like in the programming. Oh, you're muted. Sorry, Jake's got you muted.
Mute?
Sorry, Roger.
Yes, of course, there are sponsors, Rogue, for example. But yeah, I think I know for sure that we're going to see a typical, a really good example now at Copenhagen. But yeah, that's going to happen, of course.
Will you have the new skiers at Copenhagen?
No,
No. Oh.
no,
Too
not what I
soon.
know.
Nah.
No. So no, we don't. But yeah, I think it's an important part. It's a good way as long as it doesn't change the fairness of for the athletes. I think having brands be able to put up use the products in the sport, absolutely. As long as it doesn't go. You see, like Valitas using their heavy ropes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fine. I think it's in a borderline of what's. I think it's a borderline actually. What is good and not good. I think it's a borderline of fairness because that jump rope, if you had that jump rope before, it's a big difference. I think how you're used to it. And jump rope for myself privately, I think it's big difference if which kind of jump rope I have. But in the same time, everybody gets the same, and it's a good jumping rope, and
Yeah, standardized.
it's standardized. So they're standardizing it. So that's a way of seeing it as a positive thing. So it's personally, I want my jump rope. I want my handles like taped in a special way and everything, all that stuff, because I'm really bad at it. But in the level where they are, and we saw what they did in Mesa with that jump rope, they more or less had no problems the top 3 heats. So it doesn't matter for the top athletes. But yeah, I think that is a good way of showing that products like a company like Volitas, that it's built from the first product they had was the jumping rope ever from the beginning from Matias Hernandez. I think that's a good way of them to showcase their core product in a massive event, and they have done it for many events. They did it in my event in Oslo. We have the jumping ropes. So they worked perfectly and they worked fine, even all the way down to scale where we have single heavy unders. We also do single heavy unders for the intermediate, but RX and Elite did doubles. It works really good. And
they brought them to Coaches Congress. I had a shot of it at Coaches Congress. It's a solid piece of kit.
It is. But yeah, so it could be a discussion if that is fair or not fair. I think it's standardizing it. That is good. Erg shoot, also a good example. We had it in also Trojan for the elites. I think it's a way of them showcasing a product that's good for a big part of the fitness space. And the answer to your question, yeah, and I think you're going to see more of it. I can promise you're going to see something in Copenhagen as well, in the same segment.
Awesome.
So,
last thing about Rogue, I know we banged on about it Rogue earlier. What did you make of, as an event director, what did you make of the bench press being at percentages of body weight?
I thought it was. I think it's fun. I think if it's fair. I think a short person with less weight, because they weigh less, but they more or less the same strong.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do it myself. Rogue can do it. They pay up the big. They can do whatever they want. They pay up what $230,000 to first place. You give them, tell them what they wear. You should have a pink dress on. Put a pink dress on. I think no, yes, maybe yes.
That was
The funny thing is, if Rogue would say that, probably 80% of the boys would say, "Oh, fun! I will have it." But yeah, I will not do that. I don't think it's fair. Because me, 100-kilo guy with the world's longest arms and compares it to
Colton.
nah, Colton is like okay, that's not fair. But yeah, take Alex, my friend I train with every day. He weighs 15 kilos less. We're more or less the same strong. So he's gonna pump that 85 kilos like
exactly.
unbroken, whilst I need to do, and it's like, I don't think so. I wouldn't do that. No.
The thing I found, it was interesting when they were lining up and they had all the bars out. This was particularly important for the men. Generally speaking, men tend to hold more muscle mass with CrossFitters on their upper body. Lower body, women tend to hold more muscle mass on their lower body, proportionally speaking. If you divided the body up for top and bottom, women tend to hold more mass on the legs, men tend to have more mass on the upper body, just generally speaking. What I found on that event was with the pegboard was that the men and the women that held the body weight in the lower limbs, like Colt Mertens, like Danny Spiegel, they really bloody suffered on that workout, really suffered, because all their body weight is hanging there, having to move it horizontally rather than the pegboard going up and down. Now, we looked at this is especially for the men. If you looked when they lined up, it was the heavier men on the bench that did the best on the pegboards, that did best in that workout. It wasn't the lighter people. So actually bringing the weight down on that bench press, it didn't make any difference, because the lighter men had no advantage when it came to the pegboard, and that was the problem that they were having. So it actually made it easier for the lighter guys, but they still struggled to do it. So from that perspective, I sort of see why that was done, but it didn't make a blind bit of difference. And the heavier gents actually did well because their upper bodies are more developed as athletes for CrossFit, and that muscle mass just played a massive part for that horizontal pegboard, because it is all upper body.
But they also had the reach as well.
Apalainen did. He almost skipped two holes on each swing, and that's how I do it. I did a lot of obstacles racing. I was in the American Ninja Warrior show.
No way.
Done a lot of from wheelchair to Ninja Warrior, Roger Nilsson, the whole thing. Yeah, they found me. It's on YouTube. Google me, Roger Nilsson.
I'm just about to pull up YouTube and try and see if I could find it before the end of this.
Roger Nilsson, Ninja Warrior. You will find it direct.
I will find it.
So yeah, I saw that. It's like when I do rings, long, like 50-meter rings, I go almost like I skip one or two in between when I do monkey rings or monkey bars or whatever we call it. So, and if you have a good momentum, you have done it before, and you have long arms, that's an advantage. And yeah, of course, on the bench press. So yeah, Loa Horvath as well, pretty long and evenly built. So yeah.
And she was a climber, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So moving away from Rogue then, because we have talked about that a lot now. WFP, obviously we've got the finals in Copenhagen coming up in early December, and we've talked about that briefly. After the finals, the next event is that Mallorca, did you say? And that's in March.
Right now, that is the plan, and but we haven't decided 100%. We're waiting for some decisions to be made, and we're waiting for stuff to happen. And sadly, we need to be a little bit. Sadly, we need to wait a little bit more until we can announce our season. Of a couple of good reasons that I can't say. But yeah, right now, if we were announcing today, we will do Mallorca, yes. But we are listening in. We are willing to adapt, and we're willing to change our schedule if we need to, for the best of the athletes and for the best of the space. So that's why we're waiting. So.
That's what I was going to say. See,
I really hope for Mallorca in March or April or whenever we're doing it, because I love Mallorca. I think it's going to be a really cool event to do there. All the stuff that we have planned to do if we're doing it. So I really hope we will do it. But if we decide to do something else of a good reason, we will do it, and we will perform at least as good as event as we have done.
I was going to say, do you take feedback from the athletes? Or will that influence how you structure and like schedule things for next season, like moving forward?
% Definitely.
Yeah.
We try to do. We have like one of the most important persons in this company is an athlete. Even if he say he stopped being an athlete, he's now the director of sports, Will Morad, but he is still thinking and he knows how to be an athlete and he's have a good, big relation and he want to have a season that is good for the athletes and it's not good for the athletes to do 2,000 events or 2,000 online qualifiers and travel and compete too much. Even if I personally think they could compete as they did this year, they could compete more. If you look at other sports, if you look at ice hockey or basketball or handball or Formula One and stuff, they compete a lot and it's a high press, high stress on the bodies. And I think I think if they want to make money and they just want to be an athlete, I think they also need to be ready to compete more. But also the events, if there comes more events, maybe we don't need to have 13, 14, 15 events, or we doesn't need to destroy the athletes to test who's the fittest that day, that weekend. We could actually maybe do less workouts but still see who's the fittest person this weekend. And then we do another event, and that way, and together, instead of just one epicenter, we will have a lot of them, and then we see who's the fittest person over a whole year instead of the fittest person that weekend. And that's the programming should reflect that in the future when we have a system and when we know. Amazing with CrossFit this year that everybody knows what they're going to do this next year. So now we can see a little bit where the stress for the athletes are, and we try to adjust for that, and maybe even collaborate with CrossFit in a couple of events or stuff. That would be amazing, and I think that would send a message to the community that we are one community. High Rocks, CrossFit, World Fitness Project, Functional Fitness, IF3, all of us are on the same mission: get people fitter to live longer active and use the sport as the marketing place for the members that is the pillar, the strong important piece of the whole ecosystem. And I think the best thing ever would be, let's just decide a time and a date and a place, and we all, the big different leaders of the different space, just meet up somewhere and have a good talk and figure this out. And I think we could do that as long as people are willing to leave the pride at the door and looking at the bigger picture. And I think all of us could coexist to create a good place for scale, intermediate, RX, elite, and pros. And why not? That's how we do in different stuff. Why not just meeting up and decide it? Let's do that.
Yeah. Roger, I've got a request. Do you mind me putting a request in?
Oh, well, who am I unblocking?
Nah, no, none of that.
I'm joking.
So
tell me.
I live on the Isle of Man, where Amy Kringle comes from, and she's from.
She's top of the leaderboard.
Really cool girl, and
yeah,
so kind and fun. So yeah, tell me.
So the Isle of Man has its own national identity. It's its own sovereign state, and we have our own flag, right? And every event she has competed at in the last 2 years has shown the Union flag. So the flag of the UK, of the British Isles. My request to you is to use the Isle of Man flag for her at the WFP finals.
I think that is something. If she asks for that, I think we will do that.
Okay.
I don't think World Fitness Project has pride on deciding which flag and which country or who you're representing. And same as other athletes in the space that have requested or don't want to have flag or anything else. And if she would send text to me. If she will send a text to me, she have sending me some DMs, other stuff regarding Copenhagen. She's not following me, but maybe this makes it easier if
She doesn't follow us either.
She doesn't, huh? No, she's sending me DMs about Copenhagen, asking about what to do on the Christmas stuff and stuff. But she's not following me. But she will send me an email or send Hanu or someone else in the company an email saying that she want to have that flag. I think we will make that happen. Yeah.
Awesome. I'll put a request in with her then. I'll do that.
Yeah.
No,
Talk to her.
Thank you. I'd love to see the Manx flag up.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Crossfat's right. We had to deal with Andy Murray flying the Union Jack all these years, and he's Scottish.
Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
Scotland and Ireland. How many countries are there? Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland, England,
Wales.
Wales. 5, huh?
Yeah,
So
but
they're considered
Ireland-
home. Yeah, there's the home nation. So there's Ireland is its own separate entity, and then you've got Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and England that are the 4 that make up the United Kingdom and Great Britain. The British Isles are everything within that. If you drew a line around the whole of those islands, that would be the British Isles. But then you've got little sovereign states that pay the British Crown money for defence, but are their own unique countries. And the Isle of Man is one of them, just like Jersey, Guernsey, all those tax havens that everyone likes to live on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good.
and then
We
you
have
get
Sweden,
people like,
Norway, Denmark, Finland, and then we have Greenland, a piece ice with polar bears.
Well,
up
it's to
there,
be
so-
part of the US, isn't it? Steve?
Exactly. Yeah, Trump want to have it as his biggest hangar ship ever. Yeah.
We'll find
Cool.
out. We'll find out. But yeah, Roger,
Mhm.
we've had you 11 minutes longer than we asked you to. Jon, do you
Oh.
have a final question for Roger today?
oh, you're kicking him out.
I'm not
I have
kicking
a
him out.
final question. You can ask, then I ask.
Oh, can you ask, Roger? Can you ask your question?
Yeah, you go first.
I have a boring one, and I know it's
Good.
boring. Are you coming to Copenhagen?
I would love to, but it's my son's birthday on the 23rd, and we're going away on a trip the 19th until the 23rd. That's
So
my
you can
only
come
reason.
there-
That's my only
So you
reason.
can come
not.
there. So you can come to the swim event on the 18th. Perfect.
But I really was hoping that you were going to say yes to Mallorca because we'll come to Mallorca. But whatever it is, we'll be at one of them next year.
Cool. And
If we get it right.
I hope you guys will come to any of our events, or come to Scandinavia and hang out, or come to one of my events. I have an event in Stockholm next weekend. So
We were. I don't know if we can
So,
say that.
yeah.
Actually.
We would obviously we met first at Coaches Congress with Henrik in Twickenham. I would absolutely love to go to Stockholm in January to Coaches Congress that's been held there. But for the same reason, I don't think I'll be able to come to Copenhagen. I'm trying to get my wife to let me, but
Haley
she's
said I
giving
can go.
birth.
3 kids. You can't
Well-
just leave.
Well, she's got 2, but she's going to give birth in mid-December.
You've got to, not she.
Yeah. So
Busted.
traveling, traveling during December probably isn't going to be stamped with approval. But
Nah,
we'll see. It might come early. I might,
it's- yeah.
we'll see.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah,
That will
but
be
yeah,
fun.
but
That will
thank
be
you for the
fun.
invite. Very kind. But like you said, if we do have an event in Europe next year, Jon and I will be on the first plane over. We'd absolutely love to go. We've got a newfound taste and love for in-person events. It's been struck in us this last year.
Mhm.
We've had a few years away, and I think that time away did us a lot of good, and we now have got the bug for it again.
And it's so important. It's so important for you platforms to be out there and meeting the people and seeing it in live, see it in person, to understand what's actually going on, not based on a TV screen or something you think you know what's going on, but you don't know because you didn't feel the vibe, you didn't see that, you didn't hear the talk. I think it's so important for you guys to be out there and spreading the news and spreading the stories as you guys do, and it's so important for the community. And I hope more people of you continues, and there's some of you out there who should come back, and so it's a really good job you do there, you guys do, and it's so important. And if there anything I can do from Woodla or World Fitness Project to help you guys, don't hesitate to reach out. I will always be a big supporter as long as you have a good agenda and a good reason why you're doing it. So, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much, sir. By the way, well, whilst you were talking, I did draw a picture of you doing jump rope. That's you with your headphones on, doing some jump rope.
This is something that me and Jake have been doing when we go away. We've been drawing pictures of people in the space and then holding them up to the camera. That's you've been done very nicely, because they're not normally as nice as that.
Oh yeah? I can't see it. I don't have it up anymore. So I will see it. I will see it off. I don't see the screen because I have it.
Okay.
I have the good angle and a good camera. So oh, that's me. Oh
yeah. Hang on, there you go. You've got your headphones on and you're doing jump rope near the pool on holiday.
Yeah. If my wife would draw that picture, you will have like less six pack, maybe a little bit skinnier legs. The arms
smaller
is there so.
Yeah, I neglected the arms a little bit, but yeah, they were good.
You do cross fat. Who is that?
Yeah, nobody knows that he's here every show.
CrossFit. I have cheese pack. That's what my wife calls it. Oh, Roger, how's it going with your cheese pack?
Good. Well,
can I ask one last thing? See, for next season, how do you determine who gets the pro cards? Is it based off this season or?
One more time.
How do you see for next season? How do you determine who gets the pro cards?
Top 20 of the company.
It is the top 20, isn't it? Yeah. So it doesn't matter who finishes in the top 20, whether they had a pro card at the start of the season or not. It's just the top 20. All right, cool.
That's what I know.
Just
that's not my part of World Fitness Project is organizing an event.
Events.
Yeah. I'm not the nerd in the points or the programming, the flow on the floor and the building the event. I'm not that athlete and point nerd. We have different people for that. That's not my strong side. So all those questions, keep that to Will and other team, and they will have a good answer for that. So
not mine and Jake's strong suit either, but we're getting better at it.
Yeah,
kind of.
We like speaking to people.
Me too.
One thing that I really just a little like from my perspective with the WFP, what I love about it is, like you said, it's incremental growth for the scene, for the fitness racing scene that we've got. I love the fact that it's the first year. I've loved seeing the positive side of it. I've loved seeing the criticism coming out of it. And do you know why I've loved all that? It's because it means something. If you're getting criticized, just like Dave Castro says about the games, if you're getting criticism, if you're getting negative feedback, if you're getting feedback in general, it means that you've made a stamp, you've made a mark, and you're doing something. And the event itself looks really cool. That even like the Letterman jackets you did at one of the events, those kind of touches, it makes it completely unique. And I love the ideas that you've got, and I love what you've said about like the possibilities going forward. And it's really easy to forget. You haven't even finished the first season yet of doing it, and you've made such an impact already. And I think it can only go from strength to strength with the team that you guys have got and your passion for it, and you're evidently give a shit about what you're doing, and you care. You've said all along you care about the athletes. You're waiting for that. You're waiting for their feedback and the game season to start and all that kind of thing. So what you're doing is a really cool job. Hopefully everything gets ironed out over the next few years. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the events go. And like I said, Jon and I will be on the first plane over.
And there's another side of it. It's like no one, more or less, no one in the company lives in the same time zone. Not even me and Hanno. We live in Sweden, Norway, and Finland. We have 1 hour. This is a company that never sleeps because now Jackson and Bella, those guys have been awake for 2 hours. They live in Hawaii. And we together from all around the world have pulled off 2 events that have been on the radar for everybody in the CrossFit space. Like we've done 2 events. And imagine what we can do if we give us 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and that we already done for 1 year, and we are still friends, and everybody's still in there. It's just Saxon that left out, but he's still a friend. So I'm really excited to see what's the future looks like, and I think it's going to look bright, and I'm going to be a part of it. However, whatever happening with World Fitness Project or CrossFit or whatever, I'm going to still be a part of it in one way or another. I love it. I'm going to stay there for life. And yeah.
And
now my
one
wife
question
says,
for me. One more question for me, actually, while I think about it. Do you have, as the event director, did you have any say in the platform that you hosted the live feed from? Have you got anything to do with that, or is that like a media team thing?
we all have voices, especially us in the top part of the company. And we look at it and we talk about it and we give our feedback, and we are transparent between ourselves, and we say what we think is good, we say what we think is bad, I say what I think we should do. But still, as I said about the rogue machine, we are changing, we're doing differently, we're testing stuff. We're gonna continue just testing stuff. We're gonna do it. Yes. Oh, it was shit. Nobody cares. It was our first event. We have that voiceover, and we only had it on platform. And as you saw, we changed a little bit for Mesa. We're gonna change a little bit again for Copenhagen, but we can test stuff. So relax, everybody. Don't kill us because we're testing something different. For who knows? Because we have those language translations, maybe we just had hundreds or thousands of new members in Spain or in Germany or in Asia. I don't remember which language we had, but that could be something that actually motivated a couple of kids or grown people or old people or people that just seen it, but they don't understand the language, and now they can see it and understand it. If that is one person that lives longer, active, fitter, that's worth it. And we tested it, and it's better that we test it than games test it, because if game test it, it's like end of the world. So
Yeah, do you know what? That's one take on that I haven't really thought about. You guys can do the live testing because you can't test behind closed doors in all of this shit. You have to go live with it. Like you, it's not like you can get all the best athletes from around the world for an event and do it behind closed doors and not broadcast it and not test these new things. If you test these things and they work, and eventually you'll find a really slick way of doing stuff, maybe the games learns from it, maybe CrossFit HQ learn and take out of a leaf out of the book, and that you can be the test dummies and figure it all out and find a way that benefits the whole system.
what's the most important things that the coach says when it comes to an affiliate? Please dare to be coachable. Dare to maybe listen to someone else. Even if you're a leader in your space, you're a leader at your home, you're a leader in your office, you're a leader in your company, you're a leader in the football team. But when you come into an affiliate, you go into the door, there's a coach. Those 60 minutes, just leave the pride at the door, be open to learn something new, and be told that, oh, dude, you could actually do this better if you do like this. I don't want to do that. Just try it. Maybe it works. If it works, use it. If it doesn't work, throw it away. That's what we are saying when we're coaching. And why can't we do it on this part as well? Now we are in there, we're testing new stuff. And if it works, we keep it. If it doesn't work, we throw it out.
Mm.
And I think that is the important part of me as an event organizer. Leave the pride at the door. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about finding or doing it for those 4 pillars. And that's my job. I'm here because I'm paid. I'm paid to be an organizer, to do the best event possible for those 4 pillars: sponsors, athletes, spectators, and volunteers. That's who I'm doing it for. And how I can be better on it is by traveling and listening and learning and watching what everybody else doing, to what to do and not to do, what to try or not to try. Oh, they tested that, it actually worked, then I can do it. They didn't test that. Oh, maybe I can test it out. And someone watches it and see that it actually works. Yeah, we can talk for hours. I love this. But I think it's important not forget which community we are part of. Leave the pride at the door. Dare to be coachable. Dare to try something new that could get your new PR in squats, or new PR in attendings of spectators, or new PR of how many members you can gain of having a different way of doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, T-Bird, 100%. Boom.
Bosh.
All right, guys. All right,
Cheers,
guys.
Roger.
All right, guys.
Roger,
We will,
really appreciate it. It's been, every time we've met you, it's been an absolute blast and a pleasure and a good chat. And I was saying before when Jon and I were talking earlier, you're the life of, you get those people that just walk in a room, and it's not just your physical presence because you're quite a tall guy. It's just the character, the nature of you. When you're in the room, you just sort of, you're one of these people that it's nice to have them in the class. When you're at the gym, that one person that just adds a different tone, a cheeky smile, and a little word here and there. So, we really appreciate your time today. It's been lovely catching up with you as a person, as a father, as an event director, as a CrossFitter. And we really appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you again in person sometime soon.
T-Bird says she hopes your foot's okay.
I'm reading now again.
I don't know how much you want to go into that just now, but everything all right?
Speedo. I've been look. Hey guys, you can't go into my Instagram and watch my bachelor party in Budapest. So because I was wearing a Speedo.
That's where I had mine.
You did?
I got kidnapped in Budapest.
Oh yeah, in a big spa and swimming in beer and stuff.
We went to the spa party, very dirty.
Hey dude, we were 12 CrossFitters, and we were sponsored by Speedo. So we went into that spa, 12 persons in big color Speedos, and we owned it.
Budapest is an amazing city.
It's a beautiful city. It's so clean. It's so robust. Amazing food, good prices. It's a really, really cool place.
It's somewhere you can go with the guys, but it's also like somewhere you could take your wife.
Absolutely. And that river is intense. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right, guys.
We could probably talk for hours. We'll have you back on. We'll go live at a WFP event with Roger next year.
Hell yeah.
I'm on it. I'm with you.
Amazing.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Roger.
guys.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Cheers, Roger.
Cheers. Bye.
Ta-da.
Bye-bye.
What a guy.
What a dude, eh? What a dude. Like I said,
Cheers, Roger.
It was Coaches Congress was the first time obviously we met Rog. I can take my headphones off now. They're fucking hell, man. They heat my ears up.
I don't like wearing headphones.
No shit. There we go.
Even
though there we go. Good. So the echo's not going to be there now. He's a cool dude. And we didn't
Roger,
obviously go into his medical stuff. Hey?
I like Roger. He's cool.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's good. It's like I said to him a minute ago, like he's that guy that's when he's in the room, you walk in, you're like, oh, here we go, I want to chat with him. and then like he's sort of got that magnetism about him, and then like he said to us, "Oh, I've got to go," and just walked off. It's like the
Yeah, well,
end
he
of
did
one
that.
of our shows.
He at Coaches Congress, he came up to us, and I think I don't know if someone had said to him that we had a podcast, and he basically just came up and says, "Why have I not been in your podcast yet?"
I like people like that.
Yeah, same. I thought he was brilliant. And then at Rogue, I seen him a few times. He had seen me. He pointed at me a couple of times, and I didn't go over to speak to him because he was speaking to other people, and I didn't want to interrupt him. And that, what did we say when I went up? I was like, "Oh, sorry, I haven't come over." I said, "Didn't want to interrupt you." He goes, "Always interrupt me." But then in that conversation,
Yeah.
we were mid conversation, and he just went like, "Bye, I've got to go," and he just walked off. Which I also loved, but he apologized. He said, "I need to go and see this person." Bye, and he just kind of walked off, which I absolutely loved as well.
Well, what was cool was like
I do stuff like that.
Yeah, just go bing squirrel.
Yeah.
But like at Coaches Congress, we were at Twickenham in the heavens when we were watching the rugby match. Like we were grabbing a drink, and then there's bloody Andy Edwards, who's the country manager for UK and Ireland. There's Gareth, who works for CrossFit UK as well. There's Daniel Chaffee, who's like global affiliate, and then there's Roger, and they're all there having a drink together, having a laugh about just CrossFit and the scene. It's like it would be really easy to assume and to make assumptions that these all the people in our space have got issues or that kind of thing. But man, like at these events, like everyone just gets on. Everyone, and it's where you clear the air. It's where you see people for who they really are, what they're contributing, what they're adding, like purpose, what they're trying to drive forward, and you learn, you remember they're all part of the same thing, and they're all trying to grow it, and they're all trying to promote it, and trying to get more people in, and they're playing their little part in our little. We've got a little corner of the fitness industry, tiny little corner that we're trying to grow, and there's a few people in it that are trying to grow it and make a difference in their own way. And if you don't, if we have issues with it, however anyone else is doing it, that's fine. We can have, like I said to him, I love the criticism. I love the idea that people are giving feedback and saying negative things about it or positive things about it. It's all welcome because we're all trying to grow it and we're all trying to make it better. In your job at work, you want feedback. You want to get better. You want to change and improve so that you. Well,
that's how you make your clients better as a coach. You give them feedback.
Yeah, exactly. And it's lovely to hear that kind of.
Take it or not is another thing, and that's what he was saying. You know, we'll listen to feedback. You know, we'll try things. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We can throw it out.
Yeah.
But if you don't try
cool,
things, you don't know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
I don't see how. They can work with CrossFit, if that makes sense.
No, the only way that I see that happening is contributing towards qualification for events and having a partnership in that sense,
or something. But then how does that work in with their season? That's the only thing, because CrossFit aren't going to give up any like leeway, if that makes sense. And then why would they when they've got their own thing going? So that's the only thing I would think is like, I don't see how they can work together, but maybe they can. I'll tell you in a minute, Grant. Maybe they can like, that's why I asked the question, do they take feedback from the athletes about how they'll schedule and structure the new season? Because and obviously he said they have been, hence why they haven't released dates and stuff yet, because they're trying to figure out the best way around it. So I don't think we can really make judgment until they announce next, like the season next year, because obviously this year is going to be trial and error. That we've obviously seen there's been some people, you know, pulling out with whether that's overtraining or whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens next season. I look on Grant because I've got a backlight behind my computer. I can pull it out if you want. I showed Jake it.
Ord wants you to pull up dictates. Is this
where?
I don't know. I'm only joking.
The other night when we were on, who did we have on the other night? Oh, we had Steve on the other night, and then we kind of gate crashed Glinton. I need to kind of
you did
cover this somehow because it's my car insurance documents. Do you know what? Speaking of car insurance documents, I got a reminder. I changed my bank card, and then Admiral car insurance sent me an email saying that they tried to take payment for it and it had changed. I'd forgotten to change it over. And then I forgot that they'd sent me an email about it. And then a month later, they sent me a letter basically saying, we still haven't received payment for your car insurance. We need to update it in 5 days. I opened the letter, totally forgot about it, put it away. And then I got a phone call basically from them saying, oh, just to let you know that you're no longer insured with us. And I was like, why? Because I totally forgot. That's the ADHD. I totally forgotten. So then I was like, oh, fuck. And I was driving the car at that moment when they phoned me. And I'm like, I'm driving the car right now. And they're like, oh, so I had to pull over and basically just buy car insurance over the phone now. Oh, why are you doing this here and not on Savannah's channel? Because we also have a podcast here, Andrew.
Yes.
And
also, Mr. Hiller, Jon organised it, and it goes on this channel because of that. So, and Roger's, we met Roger at a couple of events, and he met us both. And this is where we host this show rather than the base show on the other channel. So we go.
Yeah. We'd like to include Jon. There we go. Yeah, they like to include me here.
Yeah. But thank you for joining us in the chat.
What were we gonna show there? The dick tits drawn. I don't know if I want to show that again.
Nah, we're good. We'll make another one. We'll do the t-shirt like Stias.
I've got another one. Can you go on Savans?
Can Jon go on Savans? He can, but we've sort of got another.
Why not?
Yeah, we. I mean, it could have done, but it's a different. Yeah, different show.
It's a different show.
Yeah,
I've been on.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway,
thank you for your feedback. We'll take that.
Balds aren't allowed. They've already got a bald. They don't need another bald there.
Taylor's the only. And Caleb as well. No,
Caleb was the bald I was talking about. Who else? Oh, Tyler as well.
Taylor. Yeah, there's two balds. You'd be the third bald, and you can't have three balds.
You can't have three balds on a channel.
You're not allowed three balds.
T-Bird's a new person in the chat.
I know. I've seen T-Bird a lot. Predominantly in, I think it's Scott in Clydesdale. But yeah. But I think I've seen T-Bird floating around the last year or so.
That's BBC, bald by choice.
Oh yeah, bald by choice, BBC. That can stand for a few things, can't it? But yeah, all good. Seems like a guy. It's a shame. It's the shame on the timing, isn't it? I mean, if I could get Katie to hold the baby in for a month, if I could guarantee that this baby doesn't come until January, I would go to Copenhagen. But as we speak, as we know, it doesn't work like that.
I wouldn't go to Copenhagen. I would, but not in the days.
Yeah. No.
I will go to one next year.
Annoying as well, because I told you I qualify for the English champs weightlifting. I booked my place, but it's the first weekend of December. I am a fence sitter, so not very popular. I don't like picking sides. That's okay, T-Bird. Not everyone has the... Yeah.
It's a good point, Hiller. We start. I can't remember when you started the base show, but we started outside the box January.
Before.
And yeah, so we started the show before Jake got invited on to Savann's channel. So I guess he is splitting attention. So valid point.
It is a very valid point. Yeah, and I think you and Jon had organised, like, we've established our roles a little bit, haven't we? Jon does all the thinking, all the creative, all the planning, all the communication. He talks to people in person. I just sort of show up and ask the odd question. And have a dodgy mic some now and again. But yeah, so that was probably why. But never mind. But yeah, appreciate the question. We did a Hyrox together, didn't we? And all the footage has come out of there.
That's also true.
Do you know what? One of the I talked about this to Grant the day after. And everyone in here knows this isn't a criticism, but on the walk from the car park in Birmingham, in the car park to the arena, I saw more
tits.
Feminine gay men.
It's all good.
Than more feminine gay men on the walk, the 5-minute walk from the car park to the arena to High Rocks than I've seen in 12 years of going to CrossFit competitions combined. But what I will say is that the actual event arena smelled incredible. It was like perfume, aftershave, Red Bull. It was a really cool smelling environment. They're not connected, probably. But yeah, it was very different, very different feel to a CrossFit event. Very well run though as well, very well organized. But so we've got some footage, haven't we? Hey,
do you think it felt different?
Yeah. One, there was no chalk. Well, there was chalk near the kettlebell carries, but it was just it was a lot more polished. It was a lot more bougie.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
I get that. The clothing, the choice of like apparel. I know it's to do with the actual event, but like the way that people would, their haircuts, like the amount of makeup, it was more
people are getting like you used to see it at like local MMA events or like smaller competitions. People get like the transfer tattoos of like a sponsor.
Yeah.
Did you notice there was like guys there were like whoever their coach was, or coaching companies that were like transferred on like their arms or whatnot? There's a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It was a lot more bougie. It was a lot more, put it this way, if I took a sample of 100 people from a High Rocks event and a CrossFit event, I would hazard a guess to say more people out of the High Rocksers watch the Kardashians than the CrossFitters. But more people out of the High Rocksers would smell really good than the CrossFitters as well. CrossFitters tend to smell of like just stale sweat and like protein, and chalk.
But at the High Rocks events, you see a lot of people on the racetrack wearing CrossFit affiliate gear.
Oh yeah. But not generally speaking, it's and one thing that was very apparent was the body
the Love
types.
Island crowd. It's the Love Island crowd.
That's exactly what it is. Love Island.
It's not the Kardashian crowd. It's the High Rocks is the Love Island crowd.
Yeah. But and again, like I said at the preset, it's not a knock. It's just a completely different take on functional fitness. One thing I didn't spot when I was there was were the judges wearing hats near the wall balls? Hard hats?
No, the photographers have bike helmets on.
That's it. They were wearing bike helmets. I was like, what the fuck are you wearing?
That's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, then I realized that because they're walking around and they're going to get fucking thrown, wall balls thrown at them. But yeah, it was all good. But yeah, a really enjoyable event.
In Berlin, not at Berlin, in Birmingham, they had nets over the rig. So like if a ball went over, it landed on the net, which that must be a pain in the fucking ass to get down every time that happens. Why not just let it drop?
You were stood in front of me when I was doing the wall balls when we went in. You were under the net. Did the judge tell you to do that, or did you choose to do that?
No, you have to stand on the doubles mat, which is behind the rig. Because I stood behind you to begin with. I forgot, and she told me to move.
Right, okay. Because
I think so they can move freely around you.
Yeah, that makes sense. To see
because
the
it was
angles.
frustrating not knowing how many reps you were on.
Yeah. With the screen, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a good touch. That is, it's a really nice touch. But then we went. Well, I went to the gym and I did wall balls this week, and well, the week after, and fuck me, our targets are like twice the height. Like we need to lower those. They're definitely not 10 feet at the gym. We probably got a bit higher, but never mind. So what's your plan for tomorrow? What you got going on?
Horse riding in the morning. That's back on tomorrow. I don't go on the horse. I take Adam horse riding. And then client check-ins, and then one-to-one sessions from 4 till 9.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't train on Monday anymore. I don't often train on a Monday. It's a busy day.
Yeah.
I trained twice today.
Cool. Catching up.
I'm allergic to horses, so I can't go on them.
Allergic to horse semen. Good. Did you like my picture of Roger, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know if he liked it.
No, I don't think he was expecting it. I'm going to try and do that. Every guest we have on here, I'm going to try and draw whilst we're on. I don't want to detract my attention away, but yeah,
that could get bad. I was just thinking of some guests, and I was thinking, nah, don't do that.
Bryony's on next week. Is it 16th? She's on.
Yeah, she's next Sunday.
Next Sunday. Cool.
So, I don't know if anyone remembers when we had Bryony on before. She was the fastest high rocks athlete in Scotland, and then she went over to James Kelly's in Australia to compete, and she was hit by a truck, and they had to rebuild her foot because they crushed all the bones in her foot. And she's just they told her she would never run again, and so she was like 18 months, like wheelchair, crutches, just sitting on the bike erg, and she's just went and won the BPN Survive the Night 50-mile race. So she won that. She went over just to compete, thinking like it would be a good experience, but she ended up winning it. And now she's got her chip for the Go One More in April. So she's going back out to, it's in Austin at the ranch, the BPN ranch, and she's competing in the Go One More ultra there. So we're having her on to find out all about her time in Texas just that last week, and have a bit of a catch up. Awesome. Also, we got coming up. We've got Inga from Mayhem coming on. We've also, I spoke to her today about getting her husband on, Arnar. He's a well interesting dude. So he works for Rogue, but he's also a fucking beast as well. Oh, there's Speak of the Devil. Claire, we'll maybe get head to head back now that Claire is in the chat.
That'd be good.
We'll pressure her here to come back on.
Sean, I've drawn you. Hang on, right. Okay. Yeah, head to head, getting back, last man standing. That'll be good. We want to do that row. That would be a really cool thing to do. Have like 6 people geared up for a 2K row or echo calorie or something. That'd be really cool.
Claire, the Go One More. There's 100 athletes that enter it, and on the hour, every hour until it's the last man standing, they run. It's like a 6.2 kilometers. So it's like 4.2 miles they run every hour on the hour until basically one man or woman is left standing.
Grant, what's your 2K row time, do you think?
I think
Grant, do you think you could do it under 8 minutes?
Over 8 minutes for sure.
I don't know. He's getting better at pacing recently, isn't he?
I bet that 22 minutes.
That's a 5K. Yeah. Austin.
Oh, cool. Claire's in Austin. That's ace.
Austin.
Well, it's at Nick Bear's ranch.
Awesome. Nick Bear.
Sean will run a half marathon against anyone. I'll beat him at a half marathon right now.
Claire, so we did some drawings a little while ago when we were in Twickenham. I tend to just draw pictures when I'm bored. I'm the worst drawer of all time, so they're not good. But that was Roger, who was just on. There was his headphones. That's not like his hair and his ears. That's him, because we were talking about heavy ropes. So that's him. And that's
This is Grant.
Sean.
That's Grant
That's the best.
with his dick
Grant.
tits.
And that's Sean from the chat. So he loves bench press, running, and sympathy. So that's Sean. But yeah, all good.
I wish we
good.
still had the
Right.
Grant drawing. That was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the Savan one. That
I'm
was
sure
the
we'll have
best.
them somewhere. Hey?
Well, we'll have them on the playback, but we don't have the actual physical drawings anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway,
good.
we
Right.
don't have that anymore.
Oh,
There we go.
Fucking
Last
hell.
monster of the day.
9 o'clock. It's nearly 9 o'clock in the evening, and you're having a monster.
Well, I just finished one. I've had it open for hours.
Oh, that's all right then. Yeah.
I'm going to go
Good.
and take Adam to bed, and then I'm going to come back down and finish my work.
Cool.
Okay,
Oh, I like the way CrossFit fits in here, by the way. I don't know how that's worked, but it's worked quite well. Doesn't fit in. Hang on, if I go up and go a little bit back. Oh, it's nearly good, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're a pussy.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on our first session back here after a couple of weeks away. We have got some awesome shows. We will get head to head back. We will get some guests on. We will be doing that now that we've settled and events are behind us and that kind of stuff. And it'd be nice to get back in a routine. Yeah, all good. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of the Outside the Box Show. Remember to like and subscribe, and memberships are available, so please join.
That's your opponent, Grant.
We've organised it. We just need you to actually fucking commit to something instead of saying, "Yeah, I'll do it." Oh, I can't do it then. No, I haven't got this information. I haven't got that information. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, good.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, nice one.
Stay gay.
Stay gay. Absolutely.